Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to...
What is your general assessment of the politics being played in Ogun State?
Well, I think that now, in spite of everything I told you about the democratic journey and wanting to be part of, I wasn't coming to come and sit down with them and be doing the politics. Well, it seemed to me at that time a very small space. For the record, I was the one that started Coplon, which metamorphosed into CUPP. Felix Madubelo, blessed memory, who was the leader of Liberal Democratic Party of Nigeria, was the platform we used to stabilize Obasanjo's election by bringing other smaller parties into the play. I, Segun Showunmi, thought it out of my brain and put it out. So I was already playing at that level at the national. Then one day I was going to London. One of my cousins is now a professor of law, Yemi Oke. He had come to me to tell me that he was going to get, like one fantastic class. I said, okay, if you get that class, I would be happy to, he's a lawyer. So he came to me that day to tell me that, my senior brother, I'm going to get to one. I said, really? I said, okay. So, but he had a book in his hand. He was coming from some seminars and program. The book was a very small book called Land of My Dream. It was written by Otumba Justice Olubenga Daniel, engineer. So he gave me that book. I was curious about the fact that it said Land of My Dream, And then I looked at the book. I said, oh, can I read the book? He said, yes. So I started reading the book. I read the book. I was flying Lufthansa, I remember. So I read the book all through until I got to Europe. And then the kinds of ideas that was in that book was so wowing for Ogun. So I then went back to my friends. Some of them are the blessed memory now, God. So I went back to them at that time, and then I gave them that book. I told them to help me analyze that book. So they now told me that if the ideas that are contained in that book are implemented, that environment will get the status of a middle-level European country. So that was how I got locked into that idea. And then, what can I do? What can I do? I then started coming home. And then I started doing television interviews, not so that I don't care whether you clap for me or you boo, and those kinds of things. What's that for me? I know what I'm talking about, and I don't know it well. I now started coming to be giving them, that kind of narrative that pushes them. If they want to derail, I'll kind of like blank them. If people are misunderstanding the good idea, I'll come ahead. That was how I started. And I think that bad politics in Ogun, I think it's born out of the fact that the leaders of thought of that place have been very, very careless. Careless in the sense that they seem to have always agreed or kowtowed to the idea that somebody is a governor and suddenly is better than everybody. Because I think it is the personification of governance that has cost Ogun his ability to fly. I thought that if they didn't personalize governance, then when you personalize governance, what it does is that the nuances, the idiosyncrasies, the attitude, the inflection of the chief executive will over-impact policy. And I prefer a situation where, okay, our government is a clown. Okay, so be it. Let him be a clown, but let policy work. Okay, our government is a fashionista. Okay, that's all right. He's a showboy. Let's wake up in the morning, trim his beard, make his face, put lipstick and all that nonsense. Let him do that, but let policy work. Okay, our governor is a hectic hierarchy man. Okay, let him be hectic and hierarchy, but let policy work. But what I have seen in Ogun is that we have almost become of the image of the person that is in charge, and policy has also suffered there. So I have then decided within 1999 that you can't try to lead a people or govern or whatever, or even represent them until you have stayed in their midst to understand them. So I stayed in Ogun between 2019, 20 years before I ever said, okay, here I am, let me come and do something. And I tried to be their rep then, and it was hard, but I needed to show their numbers up with my own ability, which I did. We came second, but we didn't, in the general election, they came fourth. So by the time that one was over, I decided to stop me, okay, come and be governor. And I told myself, okay, are you running away from responsibility? Do you just want to be criticizing them without getting your hand or putting yourself together? Then I went, sat down, put the money together and all that, and then, I tried to be that. For me, I always say to people, you must never insist on serving people by force. Because if you want to serve people, that responsibility of serving people is a tough job. You should do everything to show that you are ready, you are able, You should engage the conversation. The conversation should be stylized. As you are doing it, you should be trying to encourage the next generation of people that may also want to do it. But you must have to know that elections can be won and elections can be lost. And that it is possible for you, with all of your ideas, as beautiful as they are, it's possible for the people not to actually buy it. It's possible for people not to see it. It's possible for people not to like it. And it's possible for people not to tell you to come and lead them. And that the fact that you have contested an election and you did not win does not give you the right to be angry, bitter, pulling down, doing nonsense, just acting anyhow, or that the only time the judge or the court is right is only when they give you judgment. The court is right only when they don't give you judgment. If you think the court is wrong, go and appeal. If you finish the appeal process, why do you want to think that they did a decision that was, was not in your interest? It gets me upset. It was the main reason why when the Daniel were going to PP and I didn't go, because I kept saying to them, we have been here in PDP. We've been governor almost 8 years. A lot of court orders, decisions have gone our way. So this one court order that is not going our way is our reason to be angry. If everybody got angry when court orders went our own way, what will become of society? We're going to give the wrong impression. For you to be a strong party man or to build anything that will endure, you must have the ability to take the glory days and take the days that don't go well. That's where Bola is a bit better than all of them. And look at what it has gotten him. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what they are, but
okay.
That's why.
Okay. Now, what would be your assessment of Governor Dapo Abiodun?
Well, I want to be measured because I am usually very measured. As a person, honestly, Azu, I have the softest spot for Dapo Abiodun. I like him for some reasons. One, he doesn't step on, he doesn't go out of his way to just be misbehaving to people. He's not that way, I've not heard one king come and complain to me that, oh, the governor is trying to do this or that. He doesn't do all that kind of nonsense. I like the fact that he dresses well as, okay, brand champion Ogun State, let's do that competition now, we be that. I like the fact that he also thinks that, continuing the policy of his administration, of the successor or the people before him, does not reduce him. My issue with Governor Dapo Abiodun is that Dapo Abiodun doesn't understand that Ogun State, we have to always be first. We have to be first. Anything that gives me the impression that we are coming even fourth like this, my blood is already boiling. And when I see that, I always write something. And to their credit and to the respect that we have for ourselves, sometimes they respond, sometimes their boys will abuse me, it doesn't matter, but the point is that the point to be made. I feel that eternal vigilance is the hallmark of democracy. And that if you are not putting leaders on there, take for instance the local thing now. We have to take a whole edition for that because that local thing, I know about it. I was special advisor, senior assistant to the governor, economic policy, working underneath the Office of National Economy, the state economic advisor, but just like we're doing a local. I know where the dead bodies are buried. I know who's guilty. I know who did what and who didn't do what. But my issue was that a nation, or if you like a state, must be organized in such a way that it cannot stumble on the same stone twice. And the only way you will not stumble on the same stone twice is to always have an administrative judicial panel of inquiry to investigate things. You need to be sure that, that you are doing an investigation does not mean you are holding people or you are trying to be silly. You just need to be sure that, okay, was there anything that will prevent us from missing that kind of opportunity in the future? Is there anything that is precarious liability that people did and they did it deliberately by themselves? Could anything be done to prevent? You know what I'm trying to say? Private sector is not always right. Aliko is a shark. He's a take-no-nonsense shark, almost as though Aliko thinks that the whole country belongs to him. The country is an over-pampered federal government baby. You start throwing that kind of money behind him, and he has to be the giant in what they call it, in cement. Any other person can't play. He's the giant. What the hell is that? I feel that they're not even looking at his books, and they're not reviewing him well. I feel that he's over-pampered. But that does not mean that we will not look at the issues that could have cost us that. Because beyond even the ports, for us was the liquefied natural gas train. For us was the free trade zone. And for us was the fact that that part of the country has the deepest natural port in that United States of Africa. So I couldn't see how 8 years of Daniel, 8 years of Amusu, 4 years of the guy there now, that's 8 plus 8, 16 plus 4, 20. I couldn't see how in 20 years we don't have a running airport, we don't have an airline, we don't have a seaport, we don't, what are we doing here? And then because I know that it's very easy for people like the children of Awolowo, we the children of Awolowo, not to smell the coffee and see that people that they are not children of Awolowo said are now beginning to outpace us. I've not seen any peer review exam that the East has not beaten us in. I've not seen any, skill set that is available all over the world, professor, that you're going to say you're better than anybody. I've not seen our education master plan that reflects that we're better than it. Do you get? I've not seen our out-of-school children number that is impressive. So what I try to do, over and above the fact that I want to govern here, that I know I have far better ideas than most of the people there, and I'm a bit more determined to make sure that what has to happen must happen, is that I want us to stop deceiving ourselves that all we have to do is show up at the party and automatically they're going to hand us the trophy. I want us to go back to our shell and look at what's going on with us and fix ourselves from the inside. And I want us to fix ourselves from the inside because that's what our preeminence deserve. We own Awolowo, we own Obasanjo, we own the first of almost everything. We own the first lawyer, the first engineer, the first this, the first that. We are a place that is so planned. Do you know how many industrial estates we have? Even before the country could even understand what is called an industrial estate. We have planned society. We are one of the few states in Nigeria that can show you 4 strong societies within us. You go to Ota, it's a very strong planning society. You come to Abeokuta, strong planning society. You come to Shagamu, strong planning society. You get to Ijebu. So most states can only tell us about their state capital and some small little villages all around. But we have, our design has been that good. Why would we now, the successive generation of leadership, why would we now be playing to the gallery and just doing nonsense or not calling ourselves out or not telling ourselves, let's smell the coffee? That's really what my issue is. Other than that, I wish him well. I love him. He knows that. I know he knows. We both know that we love ourselves. We have some soft spot for each other. But the fact that I have soft spot for my wife does not mean that I won't call him that when she does something that maybe I think is right. And I like Ogu. If others were engaging themselves the way we engage ourselves, maybe their own societies too will be better. For instance, how do you explain to me that somebody will be telling Igbos not to go to work on Monday? I have not been able to rationalize it till today. Some of the most energetic, industrious people in the world, and you're telling them to go to work on Monday, like seriously? And nobody is saying anything?
Okay, finally, what will be your take? What will be your take on the loss of the Dangote refinery? Ogun lost the siting of the refinery to Lagos State. Let's round off on that note, but we'll now schedule another interview.
Azu, you see, Ogun is always lucky. Lagos is in the belly of Ogun. From the Lekki corridor, this is a Ekpe and the Ijebu corridor. From the Keta axis, this is Muwe-Bafo corridor. From the Alagomeji, then coming all the way to Yanokpaja, that's the Ota corridor. Lagos is our stomach. Anything Lagos eats, we are still the one that is going to collect it and digest it and take the benefit. Lagos can give out land anyhow they like. Lagos can run to the New York if they want. But Ogun is we get back to Lagos. And at another time, I will tell you the historical narrative of how Lagos even became Lagos. I am that kind of person that is interested in research. So for us, now that they've given it to, that Lagos has done it, and it's in the free trade zone, it behoves all of us, especially in the Southwest, to make sure that non-ethical practices does not take place there on our land. Because no matter how free you say it is free, it is still the ancestral land of some people. And if business is the way business is, then it behoves the governors of that environment, Lagos more than anybody else, and those of us that will carry the burden of having to provide where they will live and all of that, to make sure that we don't cut Aliko Dangote and his company a slack. International organizations don't do that. That's why you find out that today they slam Twitter with fine, tomorrow they slam Facebook with fine. They're just trying to make sure that, hey, we're not building two societies. You're taking advantage of the natural resources, the human resource, and the economic potential, and maybe your business acumen to get a lot of value for yourself, but we're not going to let you do it at the expense of everybody. So you're going to have to make sure that you have it at the back of your mind that the business of government is not just to come and be taking pictures and be telling you thank you or be taking kickbacks from you. The business of government is to make sure that you are regulated within the framework and the laws of the country, and that you are not allowed to treat people anyhow. I mean, Aliko can't go to people's land, like the story I hear around one area in our area called what they call it, Tory. You don't call, you don't get approval, you don't talk to the government, you don't talk to anybody. You just slap yourself in there, start building houses, put cranes, and who does that? Who does that? No matter how much you want to fly and be the richest man in the whole world, you're not going to do that at the expense of governments, at the expense of the people. Your products are not given to us for free. You have a lot of the cement, whatever. Is it cheaper? Has it affected the price? Oh, now, okay, there's a refinery there. Let him buy the oil, let him refine it, and let them not stop other people that want to bring fuel in, because we will not now be put into a Shylock-style monopoly because some Aliko Dangote is going to want to now begin to say that the money that government should make, he want to make it. And if that be the case, then we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.